If it hurts, James breaks, no get you know let us put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, through the games after this win it. Press you again, here's what the first made. Can everybody keep it there for 60 minutes?
Oh, it was very meaningful. I don't lose in Florida. So that's I took that one to the heart. I mean, pretty much take every game to the heart, but yeah, I don't lose in Florida.
With Texas coming into the league now, which school has the real claim to being able to call itself UT?
There's only one real UT. One right shade of orange.
Unbelievable place. Great university. Knoxville's unbelievable city, great people. The passion for football is even greater than I thought it would be. And man, Neyland Stadium, I said it, a couple of years ago, and I still think it's the best football experience for a college football fan or a player in the country.
The culture that hype and everyone has created in this building, it's been phenomenal on teams, and we're only going to continue to be better. And the standard around here, I've said it before, I'll say it again, standard is to be the damn best. And we're never stopping.
Do you remember when we fell in love? I remember, don't worry. Do you remember? I remember how it all began. How could I ever forget? It's the first time. Do you remember? I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's coming in the air tonight. We fell in love. You remember time. How could I ever forget? You remember time. We fell in love. You remember time. How could I ever forget? Coming in the air tonight.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley.
And I'm Coach Jay.
Man, I should be playing some NCAA football, but instead we're counting down to a huge commitment. Big time commitment. 5-star edge rusher Jordan Ross. This is going to be a fun one. I think this is going to be one that we can celebrate. We can celebrate at the end of the night, but we will see what happens. Jordan Ross is going to choose between Tennessee, Alabama, Florida, and Texas. No crystal balls, no spoiler alerts. Coach, how you feeling going into this one? Decision coming in about 40 minutes.
I'm excited, Boogie. I'm really excited. I've made no bones about it. If I could pick one of these D linemen out of Waneri and Franklin and Ross, I have kind of made a point of it that I would pick Ross. As far as my evaluations go, he's who I like. I said that back before we knew which one we were getting. It's just kind of how I felt about it. We'll see how it goes, but I'm super excited that we seem to be the team in the lead. However, Auburn was feeling pretty good a couple days ago about a certain Cam Franklin, and ended up spurning them for Ole Miss, for old Lane crashed the Ferrari into the wall Kiffin. So it is what it is, but we'll keep on going.
This is the man of the hour, 5-star edge rusher, Jordan Ross. And again, you know, I get it. I understand he's a 4-star. If you go look at On3, he's a 4-star at ESPN and Rivals, but 247 has him as a 5-star prospect. The On3 industry rankings have him overall. And some of you guys may not understand. I don't know. Sometimes maybe I take it for granted when I say that. The On3 industry rankings, it's kind of like 247 does a composite. That's where they take all 4 major recruiting platforms and they get the average. Now, the On3 industry rankings have Jordan Ross 34th nationally as a prospect. There are 32 5-stars in the class of 2024. So regardless, 5-star, 4-star, gold jacket, green jacket, who really cares? Jordan Ross is a big time prospect. So big that if you look at where Tennessee's at in the class of 24, he would be the second highest commit in this class behind only Mike Matthews. Mike Matthews grades out at a 97.91. We've got Jordan Ross at a 96.10. So a big time prospect here. Let's see who's hanging out in the chat. There are people that hate me. There are people insulting Hendon Hooker. It is a wild west on these commitment streams. Shannon Bell is here, says we need this one. Let's go Vols. Good to see you in the chat. Shannon BFL Willie is here, says this is a need. Ashby Wilson here dropping those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. Dakota's in the house. What's up, buddy? He is a game changer. Rocky Top Tom is here. What's up? Caveman Boy is here, says stop. Should we stop the stream?
Let's go.
All right. Okay, it's over. Well, we will see you guys tomorrow night for NCAA. Angry Titan is here wanting to drop the ban hammer on some people. James Lawson is here. What's up? James Tobias is here. We also got some super chats coming in. How about this? Tracy Letgo becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that support. You can join the channel for $1 a month. That's it. $1 a month. Hit the join button down below. Everybody that joins the channel is going to be entered to win this hat on Boogie's head. Well, not this one. This one's disgusting. Probably stinks. But you're going to get a brand new one from SoNashville.com. You guys made it happen. You love this hat. You always ask about it. I tweeted at them, and they said we will pick a winner Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So you have between now and then to join the channel for $1 a month. You also get access to custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. The fan call-in show is going to be starting this upcoming Sunday night. That's where you, the members of the channel, get a chance to come on and hang out. Rise VFL has been a member for a month. Appreciate that support, brother. Pit Boss for 5. Thank you for the super chat. Says Dorothy. Hope we get him. GBO. Thank you, Pit Boss, for dropping that little tip in the tip jar. Ashby Wilson becomes a member of the channel. Thank you for that. A lot of these guys have been members before, coming back. Appreciate the support as we go into football season. Rico865 becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that, brother. John Mills been a member for 7 months. That's a lot of support. Appreciate that, my friend. Ryan Reed also becomes a member of the channel. Thank you for that. Wayne is in the house. What's up, buddy? $5 super chat. Drop that entry fee, suckers. LOL, go Vols. Somebody started a gimmick around here. When you come into the stream, you got to pay $5. You got to pay the door fee. Look, 783 of you snuck in, but I'll allow it. If you'll do me a favor and smash the thumbs up just below the video, we would appreciate that. Did I get Ryan Reed? Let's see. Did I get Ryan Reed? Ryan Reed joined the channel. I think I may have taken that one off. Thank you, Ryan, for that. Trent Hamilton's been a member for 11 months. Anthony Smallwood just became a member of the channel. Appreciate it, guys. A lot of super chats coming in. I'm going to hit them all, and then we're gonna talk some recruiting. Don't you worry. Corey Smith for $5. That's a tip in the tip jar. We appreciate that. Will Jones comes in and says, "Hold my beer, boys. Here's a 50 spot. Boogie, shut up, stop talking, and play the damn clip."
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 million man.
Let me go down here and update the leaderboard. We'd like to recognize our top donors for the streams, for the month, for the all-time, James Moody, all-time single donation, $2,000. What an absolute psychopath. Will Jones dropping 50. That is not cheap. Says, come home and come dominate. GBO. Thank you, Will, for that super chat. That is very generous, my friend. $50 is not cheap, so we appreciate that support. We're going to take you guys all the way up to the commitment coming at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Look, typically, I've got a video in my back pocket. That's not happening tonight. We're going to take you up to the commitment. If he chooses Tennessee, we're going to continue to talk a little bit of recruiting. We'll see how the time goes. But as we go into this thing, again, 247 Sports, no crystal ball predictions coming from Steve Wiltfong. We call them spoilers around here, right? We call them spoilers from Steve Wiltfong. But Sam Spiegelman from On3 just a few hours ago called Tennessee the team to beat. Justin Wells from Inside Texas covers recruiting. He's an insider. He's an expert on Texas football. said that Texas would accept a commitment from Ross, but their insiders and writers have not heard enough about Ross and Texas to think it's a possibility. Chad Simmons earlier this morning, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, and Texas are the finalists for Jordan Ross. He has been linked to Florida in the past, but there has not been a buzz around the four-star edge and the Gators for like a month and a half. Tennessee has long been considered a top 3 school for Ross, and the Vols have been trending. There's that word. The Vols have been trending. Tennessee has been considered a top 3, but Ross has always been the one, been open to leaving his home state, and the Vols hope to capitalize on Monday night. Yesterday, this is where it gets interesting. You guys know my obsession, my anxiety that I've had over Jordan Ross, and Coach Jay mentioned it earlier. Auburn, are they going to back up the truck? They didn't pay for Camarion Franklin. How much money are they willing to spend? Yesterday, around 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over at VolQuest. For all you VolQuesters, for all of you hanging out on the GQ, AP dropped the 50-cent gift with Hubs in the back seat. That means Jordan Ross is a Vol lock. We will take you up to the commitment. We'll see. We'll see if AP knows his stuff. He knows what he's talking about. I'm going to believe that he does. But, Coach, you mentioned earlier, top of the video, that, and you've been saying, look, it's not just tonight. You've been saying it for a month or two, that you're taking Ross over Winery, over Franklin. You can take one of the 3. You're going with Jordan Ross. We've done a film breakdown. We've talked it to death, but we're going to take a look at a couple of plays coming up here in just a second. But why? Why Jordan Ross over the other 2? What do you like about this kid?
I think he's just a lot more explosive off the block. I think he's got a lot more elite footwork in general. He's quicker sideline to sideline. He's just quicker with his feet and hips in general compared to the other 2. He's got a much more violent initial strike. Not only is he explosive off the block with his feet, but that first punch, whether it be a punch or a 2-hand push out, or, just the old school forearm shiver right before a swim. It's just really violently strong, as we're about to see here in a minute. But not only that, it's the football IQ side of things as well, Boogie. His ability to rearrange the defense of line when he needs to. It almost seems like it's every other play on the film room that he's shifting the defensive line into exactly the right position. And, I got to go back and watch a little bit of his sophomore film. I think we were talking about it before in the back end of, or before this video started. And, definitely go watch his film breakdowns, Vol fans. If you get all excited and we do land them, go check out that video of his junior film, because what you'll see is how much he's grown from his sophomore film that we're going to look at a little today to his junior film. He just makes all the little adjustments, where in his sophomore film, he wasn't necessarily doing all that yet. In his junior film, he is a captain out there as a defensive line. I think he can be a captain on the defensive line of this team. As you know, those are usually secondary guys. Those are usually linebackers, but I think Jordan Ross could end up being a captain. I think he's got extremely high IQ. He's got good bend. He's just got all those little widgets you want. And I think he's got the frame to grow into an interior defensive lineman as well. We talked about that quite a bit as well, Boogie. Could he end up being just a pure pass rusher? Sure. But I think he thickens out a little, and we use him a little more like we're kind of using Tyler Barron right now. Almost like a Omar Norman Lott is a faster interior defensive lineman. I think Rodney Gardner favors people like that, and Jordan Ross certainly fits that mold.
Yeah, like even Tyree West is listed as a defensive end, but I think he's a guy. I think that I don't even remember what they call it, the rabbit package, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He plays a lot on the inside, and that's why, the video I made this morning talking about recruiting on the interior, something we talked a lot about during the Camarion Franklin stream. Where do you spend the money? Do you spend it on a guy like Williams Winery? Do you spend it on a guy like Camarion Franklin, or do you save that money and spend it in the transfer portal? And the more I have dug into it, the more I look at the depth chart, the more that's what I'm selling myself on. And maybe that's just me trying to soften the blow of missing some of these kids. I don't know if that's what it is, but in the grand scheme of things, when you look at the depth on the interior, man, you need some guys with experience. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, guys. We've got almost 1,000 people watching live. Do us a favor, smash the thumbs up, share out the link. Hit the share button down below. It puts it on Twitter, lets people know we're live. We would appreciate it. All you got to do is hit share, hit Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Call up your Aunt Becky and tell her that we are live. We would appreciate it. This is the place to be. Look, I know. Look, hey, look, I'm not scared. On3.com. That's who's going to be live streaming Jordan Ross's commitment. But guess what? This is the place to be for Tennessee fans. This is where we're going to look through those orange glasses and talk about Tennessee recruiting, what Jordan Ross would do for Tennessee. This is the heartbeat of Vol football, and this is where you need to be. Let me jam. We got a ton of super chats. We got a ton of new members. We cannot thank you guys enough. We appreciate the support. Big Orange Mountain for 5. Appreciate that super chat. Word is UT coaches were told 2 days ago he is ours. Don't jinx it, Boogie. I've been told all week long that it's my fault and Coach Jay's fault that all these are going elsewhere. You know what else I was told today? I was told that I paid for my subscribers, and that's why nobody watches my channel. The internet, I've said it before. I love the internet because that's how I met Coach Jay. That's how I met the X Factor. But the internet is a weird, weird place. Travis Parton for $2. Thank you for the tip in the tip jar, my man. Angler Allen becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that. You're going to have a chance to win one of these hats from So Nashville. Ed Melungian becomes a member of the channel. Thank you, Ed, for that. Appreciate that support. VFL Willie for 2. Any news on the Simmons injury? We are so thin there. I saw VolQuest talking about that earlier after Heupel's press conference said that likely a knee injury, and he's not going to be out for the season, but probably will be out for the opener. So we will continue to monitor that and keep you guys up to date. J4 VAWLS becomes a member. Appreciate that, brother. Wesley Page for 2. Dropped $1,300 today. Hit a deer. Still supporting. Hey, I appreciate that. $2. Sorry for the $1,300. Did you at least did you scavenge? Did you take that deer and throw it in the back of the truck and bring it home and make some deer jerky? I hope so. Dennis Powers becomes a member. Thank you for that. Angry Titan for 5. This is for Kevin for dropping the hammer on a trash Florida fan. Kevin, the only lone moderator left on the channel. Papa J for 5. Late Dorothy, let's go Big Orange. Appreciate that, brother. Corey has been a member of this channel for 10 months. That's a lot of support. Ricky D also been a member for 10 months. Says, let's go. Bleed Orange for 5. Thank you for the super chat. Boom, boom, room fee. What's up, Tennessee fam? Thanks, Boogie and Coach Jay for the content. GBO. Thank you, Bleed Orange. Big time supporter of this channel. We appreciate that support as well. I'm caught up there on super chats. Let's see. Where do we want to go next? We want to break down some film. We want to take a look at what Jordan Ross brings to the table. You guys have heard Coach Jay talk about how much he values him as a player. Let me take a look at the scouting report. Let me see what the experts say, because, Coach, you're not an expert. You're not an insider. You're not media. You don't talk at them. You talk with them. That's what you do. Let's see what Cooper Pataglia, national recruiting analyst for 247 Sports, says. Yes, I've gone through this a lot, but hey, for it's your first time on the channel and you're wondering, it says Jordan Ross estimated at 6'4", 220. Possesses growth potential. As Coach Jay said earlier, will he add additional weight and be a versatile guy, a guy that may play inside, outside? We shall see. Flashes excellent athleticism off the edge as a 3-4 stand-up outside backer. And, Coach, we'll take a break here in the middle of the scouting report. Talk about that play that was on the film breakdown, and if you've not seen it, go back, watch it. It's a play that I've shown in the film breakdown. I've shown it again in Jordan Ross videos. The athleticism to be able to go sideline to sideline, the speed, but still the physicality. That play, you know what I'm talking about. Just talk about his athleticism a little bit.
Yeah, and, I think I've seen 4 or 5 other YouTubers cover him and show that play, as well as 1 or 2 other plays that we showed during the breakdown. And not only his ability to violently strike either the 3-gap dead on or a 2-gap attack dead on, is he can just skate down that line quickly and track you down just like an outside linebacker can. Extremely fast, someone who really is too big to play pass coverage, but certainly wouldn't be out of place playing it. Has played a little wide receiver in his life. I know he hoops a little bit. Just an extremely athletic guy who can kind of do a little bit of everything. But man, when he turns his hips and makes his decision, he wants to go anywhere. He can close on wide receivers. He can close on running backs. He can close on just about darn near anybody very quickly, very violently, and with high IQ.
We go back to the scouting report here from 247 Sports. Explosive first step off the line of scrimmage. Flashes outstanding initial foot and body quickness at the point of attack. Fluid athlete, shows the ability to bend the edge and possesses good burst to close ability. Demonstrates good lateral change and direction ability and exhibits the ability. Man, they say ability 14 times in one sentence. Exhibits the ability to play in space, both on the line of scrimmage and lined up as an off-the-ball linebacker. Shows the ability to consistently win with speed and athleticism off the edge. Will need to continue to develop his play strength at the point of attack in both the run and passing games to reach his full potential at the next level. Projects as a 3-4 outside linebacker at the next level with the ability to develop into an all-conference prospect on Saturdays. Ross's combination of speed, athleticism, and length make him one of the more intriguing upside pass rushers in this cycle, and he only appears to be scratching the surface of his physical and technical development off the edge. All right, now here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to show you a couple of highlights. We're going to show you some tape. Most of you guys that are regulars on this channel know that Coach Jay coaches a little football out in California. He is a defensive coach, so I always love when we're breaking down defensive film. We did a little series called Breaking Down the Film with Coach Jay. We've covered just about every recruit on this team. We've covered some of the freshmen on this team. If you like that type of analytical stuff, go back and check out that series. But also, we got over 1,000 people now watching live. We appreciate you guys. Smash the thumbs up. That is quick, free, and easy, and it helps this channel. But I do always like to say this. Sometimes it gets repetitive on these commitment streams, but I know we got a lot of new people that don't always watch this channel. We do live streams all throughout the week. We're getting fired up on Sunday night, a fan call-in show. Monday morning show, myself, BVD, Eric Kane from ballquest.com, every single Monday morning. Friday mornings, myself, Coach Jay. Maybe you'll get some Ben McKee, some A to Z Sports. We will see who shows up on that show. Every Wednesday night at 7, myself, BVD, and Sports Talk Jay going to be doing a crossover show every Wednesday at noon. Tons of content, post-game shows, tailgate shows. This is the place to be for Tennessee fans because you have a voice. We are a community. It's like cracking open a beer, sitting on the back deck, talking Tennessee football with your buddies. You don't get that anywhere else. This is the place to do that. College football fan for 5. Appreciate that super chat. Watching from North Carolina. Let's fill out this 24 class even more. I love this football team. Go Vols. College football fan, isn't it nice to have a football team that we love and they're also good? It is exciting. Robert Holt becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that, guys. $1 a month. Hit the join button. Appreciate that, Robert. Thank you for the support. Ricky D for 5. Coach Jay put me on. Jay Ross. Y'all keep it up. Vol Tall. I like, man, Vol Tall. We could make that a t-shirt almost like this Vols by Fitty t-shirt. Appreciate that super chat, Ricky D. Joe Milton III for $1. Just says, here, guys, here's a tip in the tip jar. We appreciate that, brother. Negaball for 5 says, Dorothy, nothing says you love this channel like rocking some merch. Grab a decal for your big orange ride or buy some apparel. All the links are in the description. You want a decal that says Buck Fama? You want a shirt that says FUGA? All that is in the description below. Carson's been a member of this channel for 2 months, but a big-time supporter. Appreciate the support, brother. All right, let's jump into it. Let's get the film shared up here. Let me go find where is Huddle. Here it is, sophomore year. Don't forget, guys, we're taking you all the way up to the decision. It's coming at 8 p.m. Eastern time. You will not miss a thing. We'll have it covered right here on the channel. Coach mentioned this earlier. This is sophomore film. We're going back in time. Film breakdown was all junior film. Let's take a look at some sophomore film. Coach, what do we got? Play number 1.
Yeah, once again, if you want to catch a junior film, go watch the breakdown. We do get into it. Right now, we got a bunch formation, like trips bunch to the top of the screen out of a pistol form look. Jordan's going to be playing that top side defensive end over the tackle. What we're going to get out of him is a 2-gap attack. And when I say a 2-gap attack, what I'm really talking about is directly over the guard is the 2 position on the offensive line. To his inside would be 2I, and to his outside would be 3. And that is 3 technique. But so basically a 2-gap attack is we're just going to want to strike the guard as violently as humanly possible, gain a little space, and then make our read. Boogie, if you want to just take us to that point that he violently attacks the guard, you'll know it when you see it. Just kind of take us through that little point. It's just a second or two. Right. So, by the way, in this game, the second clip is from this game as well. This poor kid who was subjected to this, this night of violence by Jordan Ross, but he absolutely tattoos this kid, decleats him. He starts to reach a little for the pistol back, gaining the ball. And you see his athleticism. He's just going to Superman leap over him and kind of yank him down. Boogie, we can watch the summation of this play. Not too much to talk about. Just that sheer strength and athleticism on display by Jordan Ross on this play. If you want to maybe even, yeah, just really athletic, strong. You see the back kind of, yeah, you could watch him run over that guard all day, right? And interesting enough, that play we were talking about where from his junior film a little bit ago, Boogie, that everyone shows where he's going sideline to sideline. What starts that play, if you recall, was that violent hit on that guard allows him to create space. And when you have a violent strike, that's what you do is you create space. And when you have space, you can work as a defensive lineman. And that's what it's all about. Guys, I know it might seem like during these next couple plays that, oh, is he just doing this because this is a high school kid, right? Is this guard not that big? Go watch all of his tape, all of his film. He does this to whatever guard and whatever tackle he is playing. It is truly impressive.
We get caught up on Super Chats. We also got Hayden Rogers becoming a member of the channel. Guys, I appreciate that. There are strength in numbers. We're about to hit 22,000 subscribers. If you like the content, the videos, the live streams, whatever it is you like about this channel, if it's the community, you can support us by hitting that join button. It's also pinned to the top of the chat, so we appreciate that, Hayden. Every single supporter we appreciate. Lyle Rose also becomes a member of the channel. Thank you so much, Lyle. We appreciate that support, brother. Rocky Top Time for 5, super late door fee. 12 days away from kickoff. Coach Jay, think Ross needs 20 pounds to be effective in the SEC. 215 is good, but he needs to eat corn. What do you think? What do you think about his size? Let's say he's going to stay a true edge rusher and not slide inside. Where do you want an SEC edge rusher? Where do you want their weight to be?
I think he's going to hit 240, no problem. I think he'll hit that by his sophomore year. I tend to think somewhere in his junior year, he'll even slide inside. I know some people are projecting him as an outside linebacker, but when I look at Ross's frame, when I watch him in camps and things like that, you can just really tell he's got that frame to add muscle mass at the college level. Of course, it's going to come down to a little bit of need and, you know, and what that nutrition and weight staff want to do with you, right? We can put 60 pounds on you if we want to, but it might not be optimal. And that's what we're going to be concentrating is optimization through strength, lifting, and nutrition.
Yeah, I mean, look what they did with Caleb Herring, right? When he showed up on campus, I don't remember what the exact number was, 20, 30 pounds of muscle mass. Like, they're going to transform these kids. You're also talking about a kid that's got a full senior season of high school football. And I know a high school weight room is nothing like, you know, having the nutritionist and the training staff at Tennessee. I get it, but you're still talking about a full year. And I love Shandavion Bradley when he was talking about the quote where he talked about Coach Garner. Like, the second he committed, Coach G's like, all right, I'm not soft anymore. I'm going to be on your ass, and you're going to do what I say when I say. And Bradley's like, yes, sir. May I have another? And that's what's going to happen, man. When you commit, when you're in the boat, these coaches are going to tell you what to eat, what to do, what they want you to improve on. So we will see how, you know, what happens with Jordan Ross, where his weight ends up. It's always a fine line. How much weight do you want to add to be more physical, but still keep that speed and athleticism that makes Jordan Ross such a special player? But thank you, Rocky Top Tom, for the super chat. We appreciate that. Douglas Graham for 5. Thank you. Douglas says need Ross in the boat and need to keep him in the boat. Boogie, you and Coach Shay do a great job, GBO. Appreciate that, Douglas. That was another interesting thing that Austin Price said. When I was worried about Auburn, I saw that he said, you know, no matter where this thing goes on Monday night, it's still going to take some twists and turns between now and signing day. But thank you for the $5, Douglas. We appreciate that. Volunteered 77 for $10. That is not cheap. Thank you, my friend. Says entry fee plus late fee. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you being honest and admitting it and paying that late fee. Stevie Davis becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Stevie. Appreciate that, brother. Brent, my favorite, Burnett, for $5 says, hey, Boogie, what's up, buddy? Can you change your name? Can you put my favorite in quotations in between your name? I think that would be absolutely epic for your father to see. But thank you, Brent. Appreciate that, buddy. Teddy Coleman for $5. Boogie, you and Coach Shay are awesome. Come on, Jordan Ross. You can be a star on Rocky Top VFL. Go Big Orange. Appreciate that, guys. Hey, I'm just the hype man. Coach Jay is the one over here bringing all the knowledge, man. He's a good wingman. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have Coach Jay as part of this team. Logan Branham for $5. Dorothy, biggest super chat, gets to change my profile name. Been meaning to change it from my actual name, LOL GBO. Well, that's scrolling across the bottom. Will Jones is going to tell you what your name is going to be. Logan Brian Stedham for $2. Thank you for the super chat. Also, Tina Salts drops a $2 super chat. Nothing to say, just a tip in the tip jar. We appreciate that support nonetheless. Thank you for that. All right, let's get back into it. Coach, I'm going to go ahead and show all three plays. We're going to take a look at the 12-second play here. 12 seconds. What do we got?
Awesome. Bonus material. Cool. Okay. So what we got is we got a trips look on the bottom of the screen from the offense. Ross is going to be playing that defensive end at the top of the screen in this 3-3-5 look on a first down and 10 play. So, on first down and 10, whole playbook's open, right? Run, pass, screen, reverse, annexation of Puerto Rico, whatever fancy play you got, we can run on first and 10. So here's where we're going to talk a little bit about IQ and the difference when you watch the sophomore film from the junior film. We're going to pick on Jordan just a little bit here because we like to have a little bit of fun. Boogie, if you want to maybe just run a second or two of this play and then pause it and we'll talk about what's going on. I mean, maybe do the, maybe the 350 mark or no, sorry, I'm on the wrong play entirely, huh? Maybe like just a second or two, I don't know where we are in time, but play a second or two. All right, here we go. Pause. There we go. All right, so right now on the bottom of the screen, on the trip side of the screen, we see a bunch of lazy, I don't know what it is, elephant stomping around crap routes that don't really amount to a heck of beans. But what's really going on is a wide receiver mid-screen to the top of your screen. Jordan Ross is trailing his defensive tackle that was playing that three technique to his inside, and he quite hasn't recognized screen yet. Boogie, if you could just let a tick run off, maybe just a tick or two run off here. We're going to see how late, right about there. Yeah, Jordan Ross right about here recognizes its screen. And if you look at where the wide receiver is that's running that middle screen, he's got some distance to make up. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards forward, and let's call it 4 yards to the outside to make up. Now, when he does IQ, we're going to see that sideline to sideline speed that we talk about. Boogie, when you hit play, we can watch the whole thing and watch that athleticism, some of that open field speed that everyone's talking about from Mr. Jordan Ross right here. As soon as he recognizes, comes out, he did fly back in, but absolutely depletes him on the pull back in. And if he recognizes that 1 second quicker, and in his junior film, he probably would have damn near picked that ball. He got so much better from his sophomore year to his junior year. It's absolutely ridiculous. Do yourselves a favor, go check out that sophomore film, only about 5 minutes. Then go check out that junior film, only about 5 minutes. And you look at the maturation. And if you can keep getting better, that's the other thing we talk about, right, is the development of these young kids. Look at Caleb Beasley, right? A kid that just seemingly gets better week to week to week till finally what you saw in that Clemson game. And you can name several players on this, this Gardner defensive line, as well as the linebacking core that this has gotten better with. I even think a lot of our secondary has improved, albeit maybe starting from a lower go point.
Joshua asks, how can you be a 34th national player and be a 4-star? There are only 32 5-stars in the country. That's why, they are few and far between. And I saw where somebody, I think it was Negaval, put in the chat, 5-star, he's a 5-star. We'll see how he grades out. Look, 5 stars pay the bills. That's what we kind of laugh about all the time. You got a video or a live stream about a 5-star, more people are going to be here for it. But the bottom line is it's about evaluation. And we as fans can freak out and we can stress out about a guy like Williams Nwaneri going elsewhere, Kamarion Franklin going elsewhere. Coach Jay is saying his opinion is Jordan Ross is better than both of those guys. So what do you think Rodney Garner's opinion? Are they willing to give Jordan Ross a bigger deal? Is that what this is about? Or is it about relationships? Sometimes we talk too much about money, and it's more than that. It's about relationships, facilities. So many things go into it, and I get it. In 2023, NIL is a huge deal, and sometimes it's too big, right? Like a guy like Williams Winery, when the state laws align in your favor to commit to Missouri. It is what it is, but a lot of things go into this. Let's get caught up. Jay Ward for 5. Appreciate that super chat. What up, Ball Nation? Longhorn fan living in Tennessee. Awesome show, fellas. Just hanging for the night. Awesome, man. Welcome. Always love it when fans from other schools come hang out with us and keep it civil. That's what it's all about. Thank you, Jay Ward, for that. Ducky News for 2. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Oh, we got Dan Yoder with a $5 super chat. He could match Derek Barnett at 250. I would be very happy with that. I think that's obtainable, right? He's at 215 going into his senior season. I agree with that, Dan. Thank you for the super chat. Amber Arnold becomes a member of the channel. Thank you, Amber. We appreciate that. Guys, drop those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis and show Amber what she has won. Thank you for the super chat. Brent says, oh, here's another $2. This is a late fee. Thank you, Brent. My favorite. Look at that. My favorite, Burnett. What a, instantly changed his name. I appreciate that, Brent. Scott Bennett for 5. Thank you for the super chat. Cover charge. Let's go, Vol fam. Smash that like button. Go big freaking orange. Yes, just hit 1,300 people watching live. Guys, smash the thumbs up. It does help this channel. Hit share. Let somebody know we're live. I'll state it again because a lot of new people flood in for these commitment streams. If it's your first time here, like, we're not media guys. We don't claim to be experts or insiders. We don't claim to bring breaking news. What we are is just a bunch of dudes that are Tennessee fans. And it's all about hanging out, talking about the news, talking about speculation, talking about rumors. That's what it's all about. Post-game shows when you need to drown away your sorrows or celebrate with your friends. Fan call-in shows on Sunday nights. So much content on this channel that you guys make happen. So if it's your first time here, you like hearing regular dudes talk Tennessee football instead of guys in coats and ties and fancy pullovers, then this is the place for you. Look, we wear camo shorts. We wear shirts that say Balls by Fitty. We wear shirts that say FUGA. That's what we do around here. If you like it, subscribe, come hang out. You can be a part of the family. We would appreciate it. Teddy Coleman becomes a member of the channel. Thank you, Teddy, for that. Also, for you late arrivals, if you hit the join button down below, $1 a month, all that jazz, you'll be entered to win one of these hats from SoNashville.com. Bill Kell for 5. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate that, brother. We are caught up on super chats, and Orange Sea Line just calling out Kaner for that pullover. No, shout out Kaner, man. He sent me a VolQuest shirt. I wore it one of the most recent live streams. Kaner's my dude, man. Looking forward to streaming with him this fall. But we are quickly approaching. We are 7 minutes away from decision time for Jordan Ross. He's going to choose between Tennessee, Florida, Texas, and Alabama. But we're going to take a look. We are breaking down the film. We're going to take a look at one more play here from Jordan Ross. Let me get the screen back. Here we go, Coach Jay, 3:48.
Sure. This is going to be one of those mirror look plays, right? We got a trips right bunch type formation out of the pistol look from the offense. Ross is going to be playing the defensive end at the bottom of your screen once again. He's going to be attacking that 2-gap attack once again, right over that guard. Now, Boogie, when you let this one go here, we're going to just freeze it right about that 350 mark. He'll deplete that guard again. Everything the same there. But, we talk about how important it is during the breakdowns of playing your position and not getting out of position. And right here, it's kind of a symptom of that, if you will. Go ahead and play that second or two, and we'll talk kind of what happens to Jordan Ross here as he gets stuck in the mud here. He kills that guard again, right? But what's happened is his star backer on the backside has gotten caught, watching the paint dry instead of walling off or attacking his blocker. B, the nose tackle has taken the inner gap and, literally gotten his way. And the mistake that Ross has made here, and for those of you who like to think, hey, Coach Jay, you only point out the good when you think you're going to get a kid and the bad when you think you're not. This is definitely pointing out the bad. Just because you murder the guard doesn't mean that you shouldn't sink your hips when you get ass deep behind the offensive line and then pull down the line to make the attack. Well, right here, the Z wide receiver in that bunch formation is running an end around. and it absolutely tricks the entire defensive line as well as the linebacking and the star crew. This is something that, once again, during that play that happens at the beginning, almost gets tackled by his own nose tackle right there. That you had it frozen on. Yeah, that you got it frozen on right there. This is a play that same play during his junior year when we watch it, Boogie, it's a mistake he's corrected, right? He throws that initial first hit, he sinks his hip, and he gets down the line. And when you're coaching kids, no matter who it is, no matter what kid I've been around, whether, it be Bryce or whoever it may be, you want to make sure they are learning as you are teaching. And, Ross has shown that he can learn at a high level throughout his film, and it's just awesome to watch. But you see here that explosive first step here. You see the violent attack that he has on the offensive lineman. You see the athleticism he possesses, and when you go to his junior film, you see the change in IQ in Jordan Ross. I think we could be getting a special one here in a couple minutes, depending on what he chooses to do. But I love that he learns. I love that he gets better. I love that he can carry more weight. I love that he can attack sideline to sideline. I love that he's got quick lateral speed. I love all the intangibles for Jordan Ross. There's no mistaking it. Yeah, just gets caught in his own wash there. And once again, a mistake, the breakdown, you break down faithful. No, he corrects later on down the line.
But again, we kind of laughed about it in the Camarion Franklin stream, right? Everybody's like, oh, coach only picks on the ones that are going elsewhere. Look, I love it, man. Coach even asked me, he's like, should I back it down with the negativity or the criticism? No, that's what we are here for. That's what I want to see. Let's see. We got a couple of super chats here. Brandon Holly for 5. Thank you for the super chat. Coach Jay, how does this guy different from the other stud edge rushers hype has got during his time here? That's a great question.
Oh, from the other edge rushers?
Yeah, so you're talking about, and I've got this in the notes for later, and we'll come back to it, but this is a good question. So class of 22, your top two guys, James Pierce, Joshua Josephs, both ranked inside the top 200. Class of 23, Caleb Herring, Shandavion Bradley, both ranked in the top 150 for that class. And then so far, the class of 24, Kellen Lindstrom ranked 334. So where would you put Jordan Ross in that mix?
I'd put him right near the top. I mean, so for me, Pierce and Josephs are kind of like straight line of speed attack rushers, true speed attack rushers who can go out in the flat and cover from time to time, but really speed rushers who need to get better at squeezing the outside plays, right? To squeeze those plays inside. Jordan Ross is already good at that. He can already kind of squeeze the play out back to the inside or outside. He can also slide it inside, as we just saw, and attack the 2 gap. So he can really attack anywhere from 2 gap to 7 gap, which is a huge wide range when you think about it. And the fact that he can kind of jump out into the outside linebacker position and cover if you need him to, makes him really multiple. I mean, if you think about the Heupel offense, how important the tight end is, because he can go out in a spread formation or he can come in tight and help you block. Well, you could kind of do the same thing with Ross to a degree and add an extra pass defender, or you could send him on the blitz all of a sudden. There are several plays in his junior and sophomore film where they move him Sam, middle, Will, and even the star backer at times. So I would say Jordan Ross is multiple, and that's kind of the thing to me that separates him from a lot of kids that we've already gotten.
Guys, we just hit 1,800 people watching live. Appreciate you guys. Smash the thumbs up. Share it out, man. Let's see if we can hit 2,000. Hit share. Get this thing on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We are right around the corner from the decision. We're going to take you all the way up to it. Greg York becomes a member of the channel. We appreciate that. Shout out, Greg. Appreciate your support, my friend. Lucas Sharp for $20. That is not cheap at all. Thank you, Lucas. Says if we get Jordan Ross, which is looking likely, our defense for the future is looking pretty solid, especially the front seven. Hopefully we land some more DBs from either the portal or recruiting. I don't get this narrative, and I'm not going to bury the lead. Actually, I will leave that. We will come back to that, Lucas. We're going to talk about the secondary and recruiting, but yes, the front seven, recruiting on the front seven looking very, very good. Look, we are right around a corner from the decision from 5-star edge rusher Jordan Ross. Going to take you guys all the way up to the decision. I've got everything pulled up on my screen here to take a look and see. Bear with me here. Bear with me. Let's see what's going on. I've got some audio in my ear. Got my in my ear. We will see when that decision comes in. But as we go into decision time, right around the corner, thoughts on the Final Four. This is what Jordan Ross had to say about Tennessee. To see them beat Alabama personally was one of the best game experiences I've had. The staff makes sure you are all well educated on their program. Too, talking about the Florida Gators, Coach Napier is a staple for Florida. Made it feel like home. He was very welcoming to everyone, and the players felt like brothers. Alabama, by me growing up here, the school has been a big influence in my life. My family are huge fans. My sister attended there, and they do have a great program. Texas, it was a great experience that allowed me to see different aspects of the game and see how the coaches are able to develop me. So those are the Final Four as we go into decision time from Jordan Ross. Coach, being a guy that is around kids that have an opportunity to go to the next level out there in California, USC, probably the hot school, maybe UCLA, maybe Oregon. How much does that factor into it, right? For me, growing up as a Tennessee kid, if I was good at football and didn't suck and quit in 7th grade because I was terrible, I'm going to Tennessee. Like, that means something to me. But how much does that homeschool factor into it sometimes with the guys that you're around?
It can be huge, man. I would say with the hard times USC has fallen on kind of more recently, it's hurt that to a degree, no doubt about it, because there was a time where, no matter what big school it was in Southern California or Northern California for that matter, it was really rare for you to pull someone out of there, whether it be Mater Dei or Centennial or Concord de La Salle or whatever it may be, Long Beach Poly, Warren Cathedral, whatever you have it, they're going to USC, right? If the climate is good for the Trojans, the kids go there. You look at Bryce. Bryce was going to be a Trojan. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Helton gets fired. All of a sudden, it becomes a business decision for him. Bryce takes it under advisement with Mama Bear and Papa Bear, and they make a business decision, right? They go out there and make a business decision. So, kudos to him. He made a good decision. Stings me a little bit that probably the best player that I've ever been around or been really close to went to Bama. That just kind of stings the volunteering for me. But I'm very proud of what he's accomplished and anxious to see what his career does. But it's huge, man. It's huge. And the fact that USC is getting stronger, the door won't be open very much longer out here. You might pull your occasional kid out of De La Salle, your Kevin Simon, what have you, your Khalil McKenzie or your Jesse Mahalona here or there. But, as soon as USC's back to being strong, they're going to shut the door on that. So I think anywhere you are, if the home school is really strong and really pumping and a top 10 school, and not just we got into the top 10 one year, but we're competing for ships every year, it's going to be hard to pull someone away from that. The whole family gets to come to something like that. All your friends get to come to something like that. It can't be understated. These kids want to be hometown heroes.
Guys, we're taking you all the way up to the decision. I've got it in my ear. We're not going to miss it. Shout out to Corey Swallows for becoming a member of the channel. Appreciate that support, guys. You can hit the join button, become a part of the family. We've got 2,000 people watching live right now as we wait on Jordan Ross to commit. Taking you all the way up to that decision, guys. We will let you know as soon as that decision comes in. Where would you rather be hanging out? Would you rather be hanging out with a bunch of dorks in suits or with a couple of diehard Tennessee fans? We will take you all the way up to that decision. It is in my ear. We will see what happens as he chooses between Tennessee, Georgia, Texas, and Florida. Interesting. Coach, as we go into the decision, we talked about it, Kamarion Franklin. I made videos about it. Lying in the weeds. There is a team that could be lying in the weeds. AP has already said, drop the GIF. It's a done deal. What do you think? Any worry of Auburn at all?
Yeah, I mean, you always worry a little bit, right? Everyone's had their heart broke at least once anyway. So, yeah, you get a little worried. The intel seems good. And the GIF, are you talking about the GIF where where Hubs is driving in the back of the car?
50 cents in the front,
50 cents
and Hubs in the back. Now, see, he dropped just 50 cent earlier in the week. He said, I'm not confident enough to put Hubs in the back seat yet. He rolled out the full one yesterday.
Oh, yeah. So that's about as lock as you get. So, yeah, I'm feeling a little better now that I knew that. I knew about the first one, but not the second one. So I certainly feel better. I'll feel a whole lot better in maybe an hour if we can get them under our belt, because this is one I'd really love to have, as we've been talking about it, no doubt about it. And I think it puts us in earshot of where we want to get to as a whole this year, right? We maybe get to the point where one or two kids get us where we want to go, especially if we get some rating increases, if our evaluations were well and these kids turn and have good senior years. Yeah, I think we can get where we want to go. And I do think.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I do think we get that one kid that jumps in the boat somewhere in the middle of his senior year who's a killer evaluation. I think that staff has shown that they can do that, and they will continue to do that.
Yeah, I dropped a video earlier today on Nasir Smith, and I'm curious to see how his evaluation and his senior season plays out. Jordan Ross right now is on the screen talking about his thank yous, getting ready to make that decision. I will let you guys know as soon as that decision comes in. This is a big one, man. This is a huge, I think this is momentum. I think it's, when we look at the class of 24, I said it at the top of the video. He is the second highest prospect in this class behind Mike Matthews, 5-star wide receiver. Let's add one on the defensive side of the ball. He just put a Florida Gators hat on his head and said, no, sir, not so fast, my friend. It is the Tennessee Volunteers for 5-star edge rusher Jordan Ross. Let's freaking go. This is a huge one, Coach. This is a big one. Jordan Ross in the boat. We'll see what happens with the rankings. I'm curious to see how Tennessee jumps. I think I saw somebody on VolQuest doing the math that he would jump up. They could possibly jump up to 6th. But let's talk about Jordan Ross. How big is this commitment? We needed one, Coach. We needed one. It's not us. It's not our fault. We needed one, and we got one.
Yeah, heck yeah, we needed one. That's awesome, man. Go Big Orange, and welcome home, Jordan Ross. Welcome home. We're looking forward to cheering you on to some big wins. We'll have fun going down there and lighting up Florida a couple times and proving that we had that one right. And heck, we'll have fun lighting up Texas too when we finally get them on our schedule. So excellent decision. Yeah, let's go get some of these other kids, man. Let's get greedy. Let's not stop there. Let's keep this thing going. Let's not stop until we're the best, man. That's the goal, right? That's the goal. Don't stop until you're the best. Never stop working. Always get better. And that's what it's got to be. Keep stacking them. Get as many of these edge rushers as you can. Offensive tackles, edge rushers, quarterbacks. Get as many as you can. Get McIntyre. Get all the quarterbacks, all the edge rushers, all the offensive tackles. Stack them up. See which ones can make it, and those who can't, send them on their way and keep going and go Big Orange.
And like, again, momentum in this class. We've talked it to death over and over and over. Can we get to a top 5 class? And we've talked about all the guys we missed on. People don't focus on the ones that are still out there. And Jordan Ross was the next up. And that is a big one. 34th nationally. I've already dropped the video talking about it, but 4-star offensive tackle Jordan Seaton ranked 41st overall nationally. That's a very, very real chance that they get Jordan Seaton. Do they get him on campus for an official? If so, they're going to have a shot there. Chris Cole, 54th nationally, 4-star linebacker, 5th best linebacker in the country. It speaks volumes. Tennessee and Georgia at the top. Georgia tried to strong arm him. It speaks volumes that he said, no, I'm going to take the official visit to Tennessee the day before decision day, the day before he chooses a school. He is going to be on Rocky Top. That is huge. That's Jordan Ross, Jordan Seaton, Chris Cole. That is 3 guys basically in the top 50. That is huge. Tennessee's going to have a shot to close out this thing. We still got 1,600 people watching live. Guys, don't go anywhere. Got a couple of things I want to ask Coach in the world of recruiting. We're going to get into that specifically in the secondary. I want to talk about the secondary, but let's do a little plugs. Smash the thumbs up, quick, free, and easy. If you're new, your first time here, you're like, damn, this was a lot of fun. I don't need to go watch On3. I don't need to go watch 247 Sports. I can watch these guys break it down, hang out, see what the decision is live in person. I get it. Some people don't like it because I don't show the clip. We got a copyright strike from 247 Sports. They did not like us showing the commitment live. We can no longer do that. But where else would you rather be than here? Also, go check out the merch, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You want a FUGA shirt? We got one. You want a Gator Hater shirt? We got one. You want a Buck Fama shirt? We got one. Everything you could possibly want right here, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. The link is in the description below. We would appreciate you guys checking out the merch. It's basically a billboard for us. You are advertising for us. We would appreciate that support. But let's talk a little recruiting. Actually, let me get caught up here. Barry Gaylord becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Barry. I cannot tell you guys how much that support means to me when you join the channel. It is a donation. Lets me know where we are at. Stan Stander becomes a member of the channel. Thank you, Stan. West Tennessee VFL for 2. Boogie and Coach Jay love the show. Go Big Orange. Thank you for that, my man. We appreciate that. Wes Marshall becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Wes. Appreciate the support. Charlie for $10. That is not cheap. Austin Price can finally sleep easy at night about Jordan Ross. It's almost funny, but it's not funny. AP's got the hardest job in the business. Like, and I get it. I'm nowhere near what he's doing, but man, it is so hard in the age of NIL to be able to give accurate information. So yeah, AP is going to sleep well tonight. Thank you, Charlie, for the super chat. Dan Yoder for 10. Greed is the word. Let's get them all. Yes. Thank you, Dan, for the super chat. Let's go get them all. I want to wrap up the stream talking a little bit about recruiting because depth, right? It's something that Heupel's talked a lot about this year specifically. This 2023 football team, linebackers starting to get very deep. And, going back to Lucas, his super chat about the secondary, Coach, Gibson, Ricky Gibson, Matthews, Christian Conyer, Caleb Beasley. They got 4 really good young corners that they've recruited over the last 2 cycles. I think you're starting to see depth in the secondary, even this year. You've got 4 guys that could potentially contribute at corner. Danico Slaughter, Brandon Turnage, Warren Burrell, Kamal Haddon. All 4 of those guys could play at corner. You're starting to build legitimate depth in that secondary, not only just the front 7.
Yeah. It's what a difference a year can make, right? Absolutely insane. And you know what else? I'll tell you what. I think Marcus Gorey and Idris Farouk are really good finds too. I mean, we've talked about it in their breakdowns as well. Both really, really good kids who grade out really high on the old football IQ and technique scale, specifically on both of them. So, man, it's starting to flip. And the other thing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but is this class balanced now? Is there an equal amount of defensive players as there are offensive players? I mean, stop me if I'm wrong, but I think this class might have been balanced out today, or maybe gone one in the other direction today. But either way, I think that balance is something Heupel is going to keep pushing towards. And, we said it ourselves. Hey, man, as long as we can hold them as a defense, as long as we can keep them from scoring every single play, as long as they don't put up 60, we could put up 50. And Hype pulled the rug. Hype said that's not good enough. Hype says we need balance. We got the number 1 offense. We need to have the number 1 defense. We're not shooting for 5th or 4th or 3rd. We need to be number 1. So it's the right kind of attitude, man. And it's been a long time coming as a Tennessee fan. Certainly a long time coming, but I'm here for it. And I know you're all here for it too. So I like the balance. I like that it looks unbalanced to the outside eyeballs at first glance. I like when you look at this offense, you think this offense only throws the ball, but they're very balanced and run the ball. And I think we can get to that point with our defense as well. I think we'll get another little glimpse into where we're going with it this year. And it's going to take a little bit of time to build. So we need a little bit more patience. We were spoiled with our offensive development, but hang on tight because I think it's coming on the defensive side of things as well.
Let me hit a couple of big super chats. Papa T in SC for $20. That is not cheap. Papa T, good man. He is a good man. I love talking with Papa T on Twitter. Every now and then says, Boogie, let's go. It's the year of the volunteer. We want some mo. We want some mo. Love this show. 10-2 for 2023. Thank you, Papa T. Appreciate the super chat and your support of this channel all the time, brother. Dustin Sellers for $20. That is not cheap. About to play a live show in Nashville, but still had to tune in. Love y'all, Boogie. I have a brand new MacBook Pro, so hoping for no more outhouse web issues. GBO. Dude, Dustin's so great on the fan call-in shows and has the worst internet on the planet. So hopefully we get it dialed in, Dustin. Looking forward. First fan call-in show coming up next Sunday, heading into the Virginia game. So hopefully it's dialed in. Looking forward to hanging out and talking some Tennessee football with you, buddy. Appreciate the super chat. Eric Wallen said, did he commit? Yes, he did. He is a Tennessee volunteer. I was trying to refresh his Twitter to see if it was popping up. Still not there yet. But as we get out the door here, I want to talk about, again, more depth specifically at the edge position, something we talked about earlier. I think we can maybe question recruiting on the interior defensive line, even though you've got David Hobbs, big-time recruit. But when you look at the edge position, and it makes me think that our focus, Heupel's focus, Tim Banks, Spire Sports Group, our focus is at the edge position. And we talked about this a little bit earlier, but now that Jordan Ross is in the boat, let's take a look at the last 3 years of recruiting. The class of 2022, James Pierce, high-ranked 4-star, number 137 in the country, a top 150 dude. Joshua Josephs, high 4-star, number 204. I think we can go ahead and say it now. That's a little low. Joshua Josephs is way above number 204. We saw him make plays as a freshman. I'm excited to see what he does as a sophomore. I think he ultimately pushes and becomes the number 1 guy at the edge position. We will see. Regardless, he's going to be in the mix. He's going to be in the rotation. Class of 23, Caleb Herring, high-ranked 4-star, top 100 player. Shandavion Bradley, highly ranked 4-star, 142. You're talking about 2 years here. All 4 guys ranked in the top 200, 3 of those in the top 150. Now the class of 24. Kellen Lindstrom, 4-star prospect number 334. Jordan Ross, 5-star, ranked number 34. That's a lot of freaking studs, coach, at the edge position. This is what we're talking about, building depth. Let the best man win. You're talking about three classes, 22, 23, 24. Let the best man win. If 2 or 3 of them hit the portal, so be it. We're going to have the better players out of that group of 6.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's why stacking them so darn important. And the edge is important overall, right? What have we seen from this Tennessee team? They can jump on you, right? They can jump on you in a hurry. You can go down 21-0, 17-0, in a hurry. Look at what we did to Bama, guys. We came out and straight up snake bit Bama, right in the kisser. They went down early and they had to lean on the pass early, and pressure is so important. When teams are behind, they're going to throw the ball a whole lot more. Pressure becomes very important when you're playing this style of football. I think this coaching staff is very, very aware of this fact. I think they've recruited this way. I think they will continue to recruit this way. I think next year they will continue to go after big-time edge rushers. And as long as Heupel and Coach G and this coaching staff is there, you will see the same thing. They're just going to put stock in there. It's where their money ball is saying, put your money. And so it's what we're going to see. I think the linebackers are a part of that equation. And sure, you got to lock up DBs and start getting talent there. But you certainly want to start at the front and build your back end out. So that's kind of what we've been doing. And it's good to be a Tennessee Vol, man, because they're doing the darn thing. Would I like to see that elite monster interior guy, that that Warren Sapp, that Carter, that Nick Fairley type of player, sure. And I think if the right one comes along, we could drop the bag on him. But I don't think we've seen the right one come along in either of these cycles. So I think you got to spend your money on what you believe in. And if that interior position is one that we're going to spend a big bag on, he better be a big bag player. And I haven't seen a big bag player yet in that position.
And that's the thing too. Look, big, legit, elite defensive tackles don't grow on trees like that. They're more scarce than legitimate offensive tackles that you would spend the money on. But it's a good time to be a Tennessee Volunteer. That's the way to wrap up the stream. Glocktard becomes a member of the channel. Thank you for that support. We appreciate it. A lot of new members tonight. We appreciate you guys hanging out, choosing us. Right? You could have gone to the On3 stream. You can go to VolQuest 247. You can go wherever you want to go, but you choose to hang out with us, and I appreciate that. I think we are truly building the best community on YouTube for Tennessee football. I think you guys get it. We get it. We are grateful for that. If you haven't done so, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. NCAA stream coming up tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be on Tuesday nights the rest of the year throughout football season because Monday morning streams it's going to work out best for the schedule. We'll start that tomorrow. We'll be live Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, talking more fall camp as we get into game preparation. So again, I thank you guys for tuning in. No video on this commitment. I think I felt confident we were getting this commitment and just wanted to really kind of go through it and talk about it here live on the channel. Plus it's late and playing the analytics game, seeing how that plays out. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you guys. We appreciate the support. Don't forget tomorrow night, NCAA stream. He's Coach Jay. My name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
That we call home and it's night and I'm alone and